With 9th edition and the release of the Deathwatch, as well as the Dark Angel supplements, there has been renewed talk of Space Marine Terminators getting objective secured. In this video, we are going to take a look at how it can be done for both of these armies and which of the Terminators are coming out on top when securing and holding the objectives. This is the first episode of the Measure Up series dedicated to comparing armies all across Warhammer 40k, for better or for worse. Welcome to SwissHammer, your channel for modeling in Warhammer 40k. Here you will find tools and guides as versatile as a Swiss army knife to help you build your army. My name is Temmer and I will be guiding you through this video. In case you end up liking this content, please feel free to subscribe. With that out of the way, let's get started. In 9th edition, playing the objective game properly has become paramount to winning games. Points for primary objectives are scored at the beginning of your following turn during the command phase. You cannot score on the first turn, and the January FAQ has changed all GT missions so that the primary scoring in the final battle round now happens at the end of the turn for the player going second. But these exceptions aside, the general rule of thumb is that if you claim an objective with a unit, that unit will have to actually survive until your next command phase in order to score the points, while the objective secured special rule is generally reserved for troops. Having this ability extend to more durable units can be a huge advantage in this kind of environment. With the already beefy Terminators going up to 3 wounds each in 9th edition, would they not make good candidates for such a feat? With the release of their new supplement, the Dark Angels can now get permanent objectives secured on their Terminators. In previous editions, this was restricted to the Deathwatch and the Grey Knights, though the latter are not part of the Space Marine Codex and still wait for their full 9th edition rules. For the purpose of this video, we will focus on the two armies united under the Space Marine Codex, the Deathwatch and the Dark Angels, and take a closer look at how the objective secured on Terminators can be done. We'll be starting off with the Deathwatch. One of the unique features of the Deathwatch are their kill teams. While the new supplement has shaken them up a little, the old Proteus kill team still exists, and through that, Deathwatch Terminators can become troops. In short, the Proteus kill team will start out with 5 Deathwatch veterans. It is then possible to include a variety of other firstborn units up to a maximum of 10 models. This means that we can get up to 5 Deathwatch Terminators in their own combat squad, counting as troops, and therefore gaining the objective secured ability. The downside of this is of course the limit of 5 Terminators, as well as being unable to get a sergeant. They can however freely mix assault and ranged loadouts with up to 3 heavy weapons in a squad of 5. Unfortunately, it is not possible to get relic Terminators. For a more detailed coverage of the Proteus kill team, I recommend checking out my kill team guide to the Proteus kill team, which I have linked in the description. For the Dark Angels, things work a little different. The new supplement has added the possibility to create a Deathwing Vanguard detachment, granting Deathwing Terminator squads, Terminator squads, Terminator Assault squads, and Relic Terminator squads the objective secured ability. The difference here, when compared to the Deathwatch, is that these squads remain an elite choice, and with a Vanguard detachment you can pick between 3 to 6 elites. As such, this is more of an army-wide decision that comes with its ups and downs. The loadouts of these Terminators largely differ depending on which version you take. The Deathwing Terminators can freely mix ranged and assault weapons, just like the Deathwatch ones, but they are limited to 1 heavy weapon per 5 models. The Relic Terminators are popular because of their unique Combi Bolter and Lightning Claw loadout, which cannot be taken with any of the other Terminator squads. So, between these two armies, which of the Terminators puts their objective secured to better use? Let's look at the following comparison. We'll start with accessibility. In my opinion, this is a win for the Deathwatch. Through the inclusion in a Proteus kill team, a combat squad of ObSec Terminators can be done as cheap as 180 points, leaving the full flexibility when creating the rest of your army. On the other hand, dedicating to the Deathwing Vanguard detachment has an army-wide impact and largely defines on how you build the rest of your list. Obviously, if you love Terminators, then this is exactly what you wanted, and you will not think of this as a downside. Flexibility. Moving on, let's talk loadouts. While the Deathwatch can freely mix between assault and ranged Terminators, carrying up to 3 heavy weapons per 5 models, the Dark Angels get a bigger range of Terminator squads, including the potent Relic Terminators. While they can also mix loadouts, they are limited to 1 heavy weapon per 5 models. They do get to take a Watcher instead of a Teleport Homer. All in all, while the ability to take up to 3 heavy weapons per 5 Deathwatch Terminators is great, the sheer volume of different Terminator squads, including Deathwing with mixed loadouts and the popular Relic Terminators, puts the Dark Angels ahead of the Deathwatch in my opinion. If loading up on heavy weapons became more popular at some point, I think this could shift in favor of the Deathwatch though. Killing power. The limiting factor here is that the Deathwatch does not gain access to the Sergeant for the extra attack, and they are also limited to his combat squad of 5. Meanwhile, the Dark Angels have no such restrictions, and they have access to chapter-specific stratagems for the Terminators. Perhaps strictly point per point, this is closer to a tie, but if you want to maximize the output of your Terminators through character support and stratagems, the Dark Angels win this one. Durability. Permanent transhuman for the Dark Angels Terminators. Do I need to say more? In this category, there is just no competition as far as I'm concerned. For the Deathwatch, it would be possible to create a full Proteus kill team and mix the Terminators with Deathwatch veterans, but even then they would be outmatched by the Dark Angels Terminators point per point. This is a clear win for the Dark Angels. So what is the final verdict? As far as I'm concerned, the Dark Angel supplement has brought Terminator-centered lists up to a whole new level that cannot be found elsewhere. When playing the objective game, getting access to Terminators with both objective secured and permanent transhuman is a huge advantage. On the other hand, when simply looking to add a combat squad of Terminators or 2 with objective secured, the Deathwatch still provides a unique way to do so without having to change around the rest of your army. Perhaps they do Terminators worse overall than the Dark Angels do with their new supplement, but the Proteus kill team remains a solid pick, and having a single combat squad of objective secured Terminators teleport in when least expected can still ruin your opponent's day. To wrap things up, Out of the chapters featured in the Space Marine Codex, both the Deathwatch and the Dark Angels have ways to grant permanent objective secured to their Terminators. In case of the Deathwatch, they do so by including up to 5 Terminators in a Proteus kill team, which counts as troops. For the Dark Angels, it is necessary to build the army around the Deathwing Vanguard detachment, in which case the Deathwing Terminators, Assault Terminators and Relic Terminators gain objective secured, even though they remain an elite choice, while the Deathwatch Terminators can freely mix their loadout and pick up more heavy weapons per 5 models. The Dark Angels can make use of bigger squad size and different Terminator variants, including Deathwing Terminators with mixed close combat and ranged loadouts, and the popular Relic version. They also gain permanent transhuman, which makes them a nightmare to get off objectives. Thanks to their new supplement, the Dark Angels are unrivaled for running Terminator-centered lists, but the Deathwatch offers a very easy way to bring a combat squad or 2 with objective secured in any kind of list. All in all, I think it is fantastic to see Terminators shine again in 9th edition. So that's it for the battle of the objective secured Terminators. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. How have you guys been doing with your Terminators in 9th edition so far? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video has been helpful, please drop me a like and subscribe to the channel for future videos. Thank you again and see you soon.